Hi, everyone.
Hello, hello.
This is episode 65 Messages for Lightworkers. And Marina, my beautiful co host, and I are so happy to be with you today. And we're just getting ready to talk about something I think that touches everyone's lives. And that
Yeah.
is about, standing in your authentic truth and also letting go of those things that are not you.
Yep.
Whatever actions you've been doing on behalf of others because of your own internal concept of who you are, or in relationships when they break up, what is your true identity and what that feels like to bring back your energy into yourself and concentrate on healing and being at oneness with yourself in all those circumstances. And we'll talk about that.
Mhm.
It has a great piece. We're going to open that up and really look at what we've
Mhm.
been doing that really doesn't serve us as the authentic truth of our being. So
Yeah.
you might
It's
be some,
tapes that play in our head that are default tapes that we have kind of recorded these
yes,
throughout throughout the years, and we've allowed other people's opinions to get in on those tapes, right? And
yes,
it's kind of a default that we go to, that ego will say, oh, do you remember this? And you kind of play the little tape. Okay.
right.
So yeah, absolutely, we need to sometimes spend a little bit of time examining even our own belief systems about ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I believe that? Who told me that? Where did I come up with that? Does
I
that
love
still
I love
exist?
this. Yeah, I love the story you told me backstage about somebody that was like cleaning their house or worried about the
Yes.
parents were going to come over. Let's
Yes,
give that example because that's a beautiful example.
it is. It is. And I think for most of us, we have done this, that we will, um, we examine ourselves through the lenses of our parents. Okay. So, um, yes, she was telling me how, anytime that her parents would come for a visit, um, that she felt the need to just spotlessly clean the house from top to bottom,
Mm-hmm.
because they would generally, come in and kind of look around in in a somewhat judgmental way. And how she realized that it didn't matter if the house was spotless or if it was a mess. It was the same thing, the same kind of reaction. So then she started to wonder, well, why do I believe that? Why do I think that I have to go through that whole process and do all that? And it's because, you know what? That's what her mother did. So you just take it on and you say, oh yeah, okay, well that's what they did, so that's what I have to do. It doesn't resonate with you anymore. It doesn't mean anything.
You don't want to get up and clean the house for
No,
somebody, for your
no.
relative, your parents coming over. They should, you know,
Yeah, you
but
want
you're
to come
doing
over
it
to
with
their
a
thing.
little bit of resentment, thinking that you'll be judged. Well,
Yeah,
why not
exactly.
just
And it
let go of that?
Yeah, and it's like I said to you, you know what? If you want to come over to see whether or not my floors are clean, and if my house is clean, save yourself the gas money, save yourself the trip. Call me and I'll tell you, no, it's not done. And it's not going to get done, not until I feel like it. So,
I
yeah.
love that. And that makes perfect sense. But how many other things are
Yes.
you doing like that go so far back to childhood and
Yes.
that kind of family icon where you are taking on that persona, that
Hmm.
outside appearance for the sake of how your parents viewed you, how your siblings viewed you. But what are you doing that you don't really want to do?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel fun or joyful or good to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's examine that and just let those things go. Because the
Absolutely.
more you let go of those burdens, the more you're opening up to more joy and beautiful energy of things that are more authentic to your truth. Right, Marina?
Exactly.
So you
Exactly.
pulled some cards too that, yeah.
I did. And this was, generally this is what we both kind of do is, guided. Okay, what is it that you would like us to talk about? And then pull some cards, and they always go together. So, it's never a surprise that they go together, right?
That's right.
So anyway, because my friend and I were talking about a lot of childhood things, and that we kind of, assumed as children and we carry into adulthood. I thought, okay, well, I'm going to pick from, this is a new deck that I got called Inner Child Oracle. So the first card that I picked was, you do not have to go it alone. Thought, okay, that's right. There's, I can get help to kind of get out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not in it by myself.
Mm-hmm.
You are enough. You are enough. There is nothing lacking in you that you need to fix or that you need to change. You are enough. And then I got, be still. Just be still. Observe, see what's going on around you, take what resonates with you. And if it doesn't, let it go. And then I thought, well, maybe what I'll do is I'll pick from another deck and see if I get kind of the same message. And so I picked, this is the Secret Language of Love, or Secret Language of Light, Oracle. And I got Soulcraft, right? Listen to, you're working on your soul, not somebody else's soul. And you're not responsible for their soul, and they're not responsible for yours. You look after yourself. And then to kind of go along with that, be still, create space.
Yeah.
Create a safe space for yourself where you can be yourself, and where you can see yourself in a very non-judgmental way. The good, the bad, and the ugly, it doesn't matter. You accept yourself as you are, where you are, how you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Then the last card that I got was Remembrance. It's okay to spend some time remembering. We just don't have to live in the past, right?
Exactly.
We can go visit and then, kind of
That's
be
exactly
done.
right. And you know what? It releases so much burden from you when you stop doing those things that you were doing only to please others in your mind because you thought they would show up and judge you for them, whether it's cleaning house or whether it's wearing certain clothes or dressing up or whatever that is, having makeup on or not having makeup on, whatever those things might be, release that burden and just be yourself, because it's so much less energy that you have to waste if you're just going to get up every morning and be who you are.
Yes.
And you're going to find people will respond to your authenticity and your real self far easier and in more bountiful supply than being in this fake persona that you have to present to the world because that's how you thought your parents would see you and think of you in a certain way.
Yep.
And it's not just about parents, it's spouses. They
Yes, friends.
continue
Yeah.
that on, friends. It's anyone in your life can see you in a certain way. And I remember being at work. I was in my early 20s and I showed up at work and I felt a little, I didn't feel like I was in my optimal care for myself
Yeah.
because I had two young boys and, I had a lot of things on my plate. But this person who worked with me, she looked at me and other people there also said things like this from time to time. They held me with a little animosity because they thought I was too perfect. They thought my hair looked too good because I curled it. I curled it every morning. I would get up and use a curling iron to make sure my hair was curled. I would wear dress slacks and beautiful tops to work. And this I thought was very lacking. For some reason in my mind, I thought I could do better than this. But they were all thought I was showing up like I was some kind of perfect thing or perfect. And they had a little, like they were held apart from me. And I was like, what? That puzzled me for days, how I could hold a completely different idea about or concept about myself. All I was doing is dressing how my mom taught me to dress. I grew up, my mom would go to the office and this is how she would look. She always, this is how she taught us to dress and look. I didn't put any idea that I was self-caring for myself by looking that way or by dressing. But they thought that was like, just because I curled my hair or I put a little eye makeup on or whatever, I don't even know how they got that idea about me. But I looked at myself and I thought, yeah, that's not at all how I hold myself or view myself. So I was presenting a false impression or illusion of how I was, somehow projecting that out. And, it was just a lesson in realizing that people actually can catch the energy of that family icon, that energy that you've got to show up this way. And they caught that illusionary idea that isn't really me. Because what would I be doing? I'd be sitting in my jammies or I'd be sitting in my jeans and my t-shirt. I wouldn't be dressed up. And would my hair be curled? Maybe, maybe not, depending on the day.
Yeah. There are some days when I want to put in the extra effort. There are other days when I don't.
You get me?
It's okay. No matter which way the wind blows, it's okay. I'm okay with it. Because ultimately, it's not about this. It's about what's inside. It's about my soul. That's what I concentrate on.
Yes.
That's the part of me that's going to go on. This is a shell. This can change on a moment's notice.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So the energy that you spend doing something because the outside world, you think they're going to judge you.
Yeah.
Just take a little, to access and look at your body, assess it and look at your life and see what it is that you can drop that really isn't serving you in your highest good. And it's just for something else. Men have to shave garnets.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, maybe you do and maybe you don't.
Yeah.
There's men that don't shave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's totally up to you. And you want to be your authentic self.
Yes.
Right?
Like how I like to show up with jeans.
Yes.
Forget it. Just show up that way.
There's, what? Most of last week, whenever I did the shows, I mean, from here on up, you get this. But from here down, it's my jammies and my fuzzy
Of
slipper.
course it is. I mean, come on. That's where we're all most comfortable. I mean,
Yeah,
let's face it. I'm in my sweats. Come on.
yeah. We're all being comfortable, and yeah, it's okay. You can't live your life the way that by someone else's standards,
No.
because then you're not being true to who you are.
You're worried about something outside yourself. And where is your focus supposed to be? Just like Marina said, your focus is on you and your internal divine self, that love that you are. And when it's there and when you're in that energy, that's the energy you exude out to others. That's that. I embrace you. I absolutely embrace you unconditionally. I love you all. That's the energy that you have for yourself and others when you're in that space. But you have to let go of all those things that you hold, that you do, that waste your energy, that take time every day out of all the blissful and joyful things you could really be doing. And yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, they're saying, wow, this conversation is so befitting of my life right now. Heather, it is so true for all of us. And even now, there are things I could drop from my life that I see that I hold over myself, like hostage. I hold myself hostage unless I X, Y, and Z,
Yeah.
And
Totally.
yeah, so.
Oh my gosh, we've got some great people who have joined us. Some new people,
Wow.
Well, wonderful folks.
So down the list, we got Kika. Hello.
Hey, nice to see you here.
Nice to see you. And Viviani, good to see you. Samantha, Book, Garnet, Jill. And let's see, we have Gina. Hi. And Ellen R. Nice to see you. Watcher, Louise. Hello. And Lord save me. All right. And Lori.
Yeah.
All right. And let's see. I think we're down to, we got Silly and we've got Arlene. Hello. And Carl, Fun Boy. And of course, we have Heather and Pisces Greeter.
Hello, Rossi.
There's Heather. And, yeah. And going down. I think that's just about it. Yeah, you mentioned Judy B. Glow. And Karen, nice to see you. Rossi, Marby, good to see you. So today's conversation, it's about letting go of those things, how you show up, even in relationship. Hi, Julie. So when you show up in relationship with yourself or with others, your loved ones or your family or your coworkers, what is it that you're doing just for them? Like you're putting on a show for them or appearance for them or however you show up.
Yeah.
Drop all that persona and just get down to the real you, because that's a lot of energy you're holding out there. And the more authentic I became, not that I'm totally authentic, I still have things I have to work on. Because if somebody comes over to my house, I want to clean and vacuum and dust. So they could come over right now and it'd be dusty.
Yes. It is what it is.
I mean, I show up here the way I show up in real life. There's nothing here that isn't my authentic self. But my things, I think, would relate to, I don't want to get up and dust my house and vacuum, but I'm going to have to because people are coming to visit.
Yeah.
But, there's the other side of that coin, too, though. It does make the energy much more beautiful when you clean and you organize. There's something about that is very lifting to the energy and ambiance of a house. So what were you saying, Marina?
Absolutely. And well, I was going to say that there are things, clues and things that we picked up as children that we, until you actually examine it, you have no idea that it's back there. And I can't remember what it was that I was reading recently, and I just had a couple memories that kind of, flashed through my mind. And one of them was, I was probably maybe 4 or 5 years old, and I had gone with my grandmother to visit a friend of hers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting down and entertaining myself. And I heard the woman comment to my grandmother that, oh my God, she's so very well behaved. And I remember thinking, okay, this is what I have to do. So from that point on, I made sure that no matter where we went, that I was the quiet, still one. There was nothing, other kids that were around. And if you wanted to play, no, thank you. I would just kind of sit back. So that was something that I heard someone say about me, and I took it as that's how I have to be.
And I did the
then,
same thing.
Yes.
Yes.
And then there was a few times when my dad would ask, back in the day before cell phones, when if you wanted to talk to someone, you had to go to the kitchen phone, that was on the wire. And yeah, he would get to the phone, and he would know who he wanted to call, but he would forget. And he would say, oh, Marina, you're the one with the good memory. What's so-and-so's phone number? And I would rattle it off because I was the one with the good memory.
There you go. The one with the good memory.
I was the one with the good memory.
It was your burden now to carry.
Oh, I let that go a long time ago.
I was the good girl and that everybody liked, according to my father.
Yeah. Yes. And it's amazing how a lot of the stuff that from the childhood that you take on with you, and you don't realize, you don't even know very often where it came from, but it was something that you heard or something that was said to you, and you didn't think about it. You took on that role. That's who I am.
Right. And you did, and you mentioned backstage that this could be something like, say, your mom or your dad had in that their moms and dads did.
Yes.
And you're not even realizing, hey, this is a choice here. No, that's not me. That's not what I'm going to do going forward. Or maybe you do change things up. It depends on your level of awareness of what you are actually bringing forward.
Exactly. And me and stories. I have a story for everything. And here's one that I will share with you. And this is a story I heard. Was a young couple had just gotten married, and it was one of the first big feasts that they were having together. And so she was making roast, and she got the roast, and she cut it in half, and put it in the roasting pan and whatnot. And so when they were getting ready to eat, her new husband said to her, honey, that roasting pan was big enough. Why did you cut the roast in half? She said, oh, I don't know. That's just what I've always done. So they went next time they were at her mother's house, he said, mother-in-law, why do you cut the roast in half? She said, I don't know. Ask grandma. She's the one who taught me. So then they go ask grandma, why do you cut the roast in half? And she said, well, when your granddad and I first got married, all we could afford was a very small little roasting pan. So in order to fit the roast in there, I had to cut it in half. So here you go. There's something that
Like
was
3
carried on.
generations, but without needing to do it anymore. It's an
Yes.
autopilot
Yeah.
taught thing.
Yeah. So
This explains beautifully how these things are passed down,
yes.
and it just doesn't have to be,
No.
no.
No. We just need to ask, where did that come from?
And
Where
then
did
when you hear it, you go, oh, and you can change that
yeah.
idea of yourself and how you have to show up in the world, whatever that is. So
Yeah. Yeah. It is. Yeah. So hold on. I haven't if there have been any questions or things, I haven't caught them. Yeah.
I agree, but
Yeah.
it's hard. I was a professional for 40 years, dressed a specific
Yeah.
way to build my confidence and to show them how I expect to be treated. But when I got hurt, I retired my body and hair. I feel shame. Yeah, and here's the thing. Here's the problem with that. And I went through that phase too, because Dress for Success was a book, a key, an idea, and that you were going to be perceived in the professional world, how you showed up, your level of confidence and whatnot. So I totally get that, and I know what you're saying. But here's the double-edged sword with that. That is not your value.
Yeah.
Your value is in your heart and soul, the love you carry, and it starts with the appreciation of your divine beingness, your soul within and in your heart, all the beautiful energy you bring to the world. That is the true value. Clothes don't go with you when you cross back over. Money doesn't go with you when you cross back over.
No.
Only love. And so, yeah, book, I totally get what you're saying about that.
Yeah.
I had to get out of that persona, and thank goodness for the last 10, I would say 10 years of working. I really dropped my level of dressing down to maybe a pair of slacks and a nice top. And I didn't wear dresses anymore. I didn't go do all this monkey business. No, I really dropped it down because I just couldn't get the energy up to do it or care about it. But I maintained that level of appreciation for myself by meditating every day and calling in that connection, that divine connection. And that is what kept me balanced, kept me knowing what my true self was or is. And yeah, that's really a good point. Thanks for bringing that up, but because that's important, because we are told to show up a certain way and that our value will be perceived as we show up. When you all know the story about the poor man begging on the street, and he's actually Jesus standing there, he may not be begging on the street. He's just a poor man not dressed like the super professionals.
Yes.
And he's standing or sitting on a park bench, and you all have a concept or a story just from looking at him.
Yeah.
But that's an angel, or that's Jesus, or that's, think of it like that. So,
or what about the guy that you're going into the store, and there's a guy coming out, and he's got tattoos and face piercings and whatnot, and you just kind of, you hang on to your purse a little tighter and whatnot. Just by the way that they look, you have made certain assumptions about that person.
Yes.
And it has nothing to do with their personality.
Not at all.
That's not who they are. That is just the way that
your outside circumstances don't define you. What house you live in, what car you drive, anything like those material possessions are not you. They don't define you. That if you lost everything today or tomorrow and you stood all on your own, what is your connection to yourself and your creator, divine source? That is where you go. That is who you are. And from there, you have not lost a thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
exactly. So it's
and
always a good idea to go back, review when you find yourself doing certain things that you just kind of you just want to take it to the next level. Where did I get that impression?
yeah,
Why did I take this on as my truth?
right.
And is this my truth? What if
Is-
that's not the way that I want to show up?
yeah,
It's like the person in the office who everybody tends to congregate around their desk,
yeah,
and everyone feels the need to kind of share a little bit of the office gossip. Like
right.
I'm just pointing out in case.
Yeah.
And it makes you uncomfortable, but because everybody's
Yeah.
there, you feel like you have
You're
to
left out
go
because
along
you,
to get along. Yeah.
yeah,
So you don't say anything. Instead of,
yeah,
guys, why are you gossiping around here
yeah, and yeah,
in my cubicle? Go somewhere else.
yes,
You know,
exactly. But you know how I got through that gossiping stuff by never gossiping.
yeah,
And that, even if there was gossip going on, I wouldn't hear about it or know about it because no, everyone knew, oh, she doesn't
yeah,
gossip.
exactly.
And so, because gossip is not an energy you want to get involved in,
Yes.
that's judgment.
Yeah.
And judgment is not something you want any part of. Um, you don't want to judge someone because you will be judged. That's that energy
Yeah.
going out there. So, how are we creating our future in every moment by the way we behaved with others and ourselves? Basically, yeah. Gossip is toxic. Yeah,
It,
absolutely.
it
Yeah,
is. And you know what? I remember hearing a long time ago, certain phrases that stick with me. And yeah, the one related to gossip is, he
yeah.
who gossips to you will gossip
Gossip
about you.
about you. It's a very true adage, I have to say. And it's
Yeah.
funny, Foxy Roxy says, yeah, we were always quiet and we never spoke.
Yeah.
All our mother had to do was give us that look. And when
Yes.
Marina told that story about not speaking and that you're a good little girl if you don't speak, you're so well behaved, that is the same. And we're in that generation where uh, we were visiting a friend's house. My sister and I were sitting like scared little lumps who couldn't say anything. And it was the most miserable time for me, just sitting there, absolutely stark still, not saying a word because we were too shy. And then my father got home and praised us at how they said we were so well behaved, blah, 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 just because we were too scared to speak.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, that's really sad. I thought it at that time. That's
Yeah.
not right. I said, this is my thought process when I was like 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
I already knew none of this was right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
I certainly didn't. What's that?
hold on.
Did you see
No, I just want
something?
to see. Yeah, book said Operation Purge, pack and go through clothes so hard. I don't need 15 suit jackets,
Yeah.
even one. I realize how pretty I felt then. Oh,
Yeah. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. You know, your soul is your beauty shining
yeah,
through. That's the only beauty there is that shines through. Everything else is just a package that changes, just like Marina said. It changes in or out, it's interchangeable.
yeah.
So we aren't this outside package. We're just using it for a little bit. So yeah, did my guys tell you I needed the show? Oh,
If it makes you feel better, Brooke, yes, absolutely.
yeah, they did actually. They did say it because we all ask and get the. So yes,
Yeah. And I I know. Oh, is that me? I'm hearing an echo.
I don't hear an
Is it
echo.
me? No, hold on. No, I've got everything turned. Okay, all right. It happened the other day too
I
on
know, I
Sisters.
know,
Yeah.
I know.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm hearing things, but yeah, I know, book, what that's like, because I had to do the same thing. There was, when I was working, um, there was a certain standard that I set for myself. Oh, Captain Morgan heard it. Okay, thank you, sweetheart. I'm not going crazy. But yeah, my big thing was I've always had a big love of for shoes and unusual jewelry. So I would have literally people who would stop by my cubicle in the morning to see what I was wearing and if my shoes match my outfit and how did I accessorize. And so that was, it started off as a big joke, and then it almost became an obsession to make sure that, no, people expect this. So, I have to go along with this because people expect it, even when it no longer resonated with me.
Mhm.
So when it was time for me to do my purging and get rid of things, I mean, listen, I had literally two bookshelves that were side by side in my bedroom that were strictly for my shoes.
Yeah.
And yes, so they had to be lined up. Certain clothes had to be lined up. And it was hard to let go because it felt like this, I was letting go of that part of me. And so if that outfit and those shoes that I love dearly, if they left, it felt like I was being diminished by what
It's
was
the
leaving.
persona.
Yeah.
It's an outward appearance, a
Yes.
persona that you had, and that gave you glory in that instance, which I went through the similar kind of thing
Yeah.
where it was fun and I enjoyed it. And it was fun to dress a certain way and all of that. But that
Yeah.
persona isn't actually you. And if you did dress completely different, how would other people look at you? It kind of brings you back to that place where you realize
Yeah.
the only thing that matters is your soul and your soul development and how you are. Start out with that quality. It's hard when you're growing up, though, and you go through these stages. You're not usually completely self-actualized when you're an elementary school student or even a high school student. You're just stepping into who you are. Some of these kids nowadays already know the minute they pop out, they're like, they know what they're here for. They know what they're doing. So not us from back then. We had to take the long road because we're the way showers, the light workers who were here to go first and pave the way. And that's kind of what that's about.
Yeah.
So,
and I know for me, being able to do all that purging, when I was done, at the end of it all, when I was done, it felt so good. Like it was such a big
burden.
relief.
It was a burden to carry.
Yes.
Now you don't have that burden. You laid it down. Now you can be your real self. Thank God, right?
Exactly. And how many people realized that when COVID hit and there was so many people working from home, where it didn't matter what you looked like when you were working, the job that they did, the whatever it was that they produced was still wonderful and glowing and everything else. So if nothing else, that should teach you that you
can do it in your jammies.
Yes.
And still be efficient and wonderful and get everything done. And people will still appreciate you because they're sitting in their jammies now too.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think it was an opportunity for all of us to get real and to assess where we were at and what's really important in life, right? That was a big turning point for all of us. But I love book saying it, but it was my role that made me feel good too. Strong, smart. I kind of look like I feel. It's true that it's true. You get a certain confidence level from others viewing you in a certain way, and they're projecting that image back to you.
Yeah.
So you get a false sense of feeling good because they're just reacting to your illusionary persona. So that when you're done with your persona that you're showing up as, you go back to how you're treating your soul, and your soul is there, and how much attention and focus you're spending with it, enriching yourself and loving yourself in that oneness. And if you haven't been paying enough attention and nurturing yourself properly, you are left after feeling diminished. But the illusionary persona is not you. So this was saying to you, oh, I didn't pay enough attention to me, to the inside, to give myself that beautiful foundation that I needed here, my own support, my own light for myself, space for me. And that's what it happens for everyone. Everyone goes through that when they feel that way. Yeah.
And you get, and especially as women, when you can get to that point that you realize that, you know what, I don't need a hero. I am my own hero. I can look after myself. And yeah.
And I'm married. I've been married for 20 years. But I'm going to tell you, I could stand on my own 2 feet, and I've been on my own 2 feet for many years. And the feeling of confidence that comes from that level of knowing you are enough just like you show up. In fact, you're wonderful.
Yeah.
They are lucky to be around you. Of course, you're lucky to be around them too, because you attract the top soul level of loveliness around you.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it is that feeling of the confidence comes from your soul instead of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, Amanda Carroll. She says, hey, it's the birthday girl and one of her besties. Yay! Now, for those of you who don't know, today's Val's birthday.
Ah, yes, another day, another.
Yeah, Val is turning 37.
Let's say it's another century.
37.
Yeah. I'm going into another dimension and another decade.
There you go. Yeah, and there's how old would you
say
be?
The decade has something to do with today's date.
Yeah. Yeah. And I agree with Viviani. You look amazing. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Honestly,
I'll give you the money after we're.
Yeah, make sure it's cash this time. Eh?
I know.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So,
well,
yeah, guys.
So do you want to throw, does anybody have any questions? You want to throw on a few?
Yeah, sure.
Although I feel like there is so much to cover in what we just talked about. And
yeah,
just know the most important thing is to be going inward and appreciate your soul and acknowledge your soul self. That beautiful heart space is you. And that is the true you. Spend time in that energy every day to open up to even more flows of love. The love is shining down on you from your guides, your angels, divine source. And you can't always open up and feel it if you don't open up and feel it. So,
yes,
I always say, I open to receive my highest good.
Yes.
And my highest good for humanity. And I say that every day. And I wait for this rush of energy to come in, and it always does. So that having been said, all of you who have questions, we can't take too many because we only have about 15 minutes left. Yeah.
So Ellen R. and I think Watcher 9997.
Okay, Ellen R. Okay. So Ellen R. Okay. A message from Spirit.
Okay, and Viviani would like a message from Spirit about spring, if you got that. And I'll tell you the other one that was from
Sonia says it's her daughter's birthday too. Aw.
nice.
Oh.
Happy birthday to your daughter. She must be
Yeah,
wonderful.
absolutely. Thank you, all of you, for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Okay, I got Viviani. I got, well, let's see.
You have Watcher 997. I'm trying to.
What time is that?
That's what I'm trying to find here. I think I might have gone a little more. 4:44.
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I got it. Okay, so we'll do Ellen R., who's a member first. And
yes, yeah, that's the way it works, you guys. Is membership has its privileges. So those that are members on Val's channel or my channel, you guys go first. And before we go any further, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe both channels. Look into the membership levels that Val and I offer and see if there's something in there that resonates for you or resonates with you. And also, if you would like an Akashic reading, you get in touch with Val and you'll really benefit by it. And if you would like to have just a regular tarot reading, oracle reading.
It's not regular. It's phenomenal. Oh my gosh, you guys will love a reading with Marina. Totally awesome.
Yeah. Oh, and Carl Hess said, don't forget about me. So I don't know if he had a question. We'll try to get to as many of you as we can, honestly. But if we don't get to everyone, there's always next week.
Yeah, that's true.
There's always next week.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to the tarot for this one. If you time love a message from Spirit. Gracias. De nada.
I'm sorry, Carl. I can't find your. I'm trying to find your question.
Yeah.
Do you mind typing it again?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Anuba, if you want to ask a question, you can. We can't guarantee that we'll get to it because we've only got about 12 minutes left.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll do the best that we can. Okay. Ellen R. Oh. Okay. Your guides are telling you that as you're making a decision on what you're going to do next, know that you have all the information already in front of you. Don't worry that you're making a wrong decision because you're not. You're attaching a little more importance to the outcome than what you need to. Okay, so everything is good. I get the 10 of Pentacles. This is wonderful. This is success. Your wishes coming true, dreams fulfilled. It's also a card of abundance and good health, right, as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, High Priestess, you have all the tools that you need. You know what you need to do. You may not necessarily like the decision that you have to make, and that's what's causing you a little bit of worry, because you think maybe you might hurt someone's feelings. You may temporarily hurt their feelings, but you can carry on because you have to make a decision that is in your best interest. Okay, and this is 2 of Pentacles. This is the decision making, and 7 of Wands. This is hold your ground. hold your ground, because it's almost like someone is trying to talk you into something, into doing something that you're not comfortable doing, and they're waiting for you to decide. You hold your ground. You do what feels good for you. And if the answer for that other person is, no, I'm not prepared to do that, then you stick by that. Yeah.
And that's beautiful. And Ellen, I am getting nourished for you. So just like we talked about today, give yourself that beautiful self-care and nourishment of the soul. For that is what your guides are asking you to do. And to know that you are surrounded by loving animals in the spirit world as well as in this physical realm. So know that there's tremendous love coming from them. You have the manifest card. So this is something that you have the energy for right now. Manifest what you want. Keep your focus on your heart and your heart's desire and bring that forward. And thank you, Ellen, for that. And that's what your guides want you to know. And Viviani, message from Spirit about spring, please.
Spring is good for you, Viviani. There's a lot of growth for you with the springtime. You're going to start to feel yourself be more confident. You're going to start to take chances and have faith in the chances that you're taking. So that feels good. Yeah. I have a feeling my spring. Yes, your spring will be very busy. I'll toss a few cards, but go ahead, Val, if you've got something.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And Viviani, your guides are saying, ask your soul. So there is your heart center there. And they're telling you to ask your questions. Ask your soul, your higher self. And what is your next card? Enlightenment.
Oh.
Well, I don't think we can do better than these two cards.
No.
I think your spring is going to bring you a lot of confidence in your connection and your abilities and your growth. It's given me the chills of goodness. So congratulations, Viviani.
Yeah. And honestly, I start off with the Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
Good things. Things are things that you're worried about are changing for the better.
Yeah.
I go to the Ten of Pentacles, and I shuffled. I swear I shuffled. Okay. Nine of Swords. This is you right now, doubting and worrying and thinking that you're not progressing, that you're not getting anywhere, that you're being very, very harsh on yourself, and you shouldn't be, because you know what, there is much more success to you than you realize.
Yes, right. Exactly that.
Yeah,
right.
And I end with the World card. So yeah, let go of the doubt and just go with confidence.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. So thank you for that question, Viviani. And Watcher 9997 says, may I have a reading for the next 3 months?
Let's see.
And we have 2 more questions, which is Sonia and Mary Ann. Hopefully we can get to those. And Carl, I don't know what happened to your question, and I apologize.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, if you missed a reading and you want a reading, consider booking a reading. I mean, it's nice to get a couple cards that are free, but at the same time,
a reading can be life-changing, and you can really benefit, especially in these energies, from getting a handle on where you're at and where you're going. It can really help you in moving forward from a platform of that
Yep.
truth. So yeah, that's really, really helpful.
Thank you,
Viviane.
Viviane. Okay. Alrighty. So, Watcher, what I've got for you, sweetheart, is be willing to take a chance. You're kind of sometimes looking at things around you with a little bit of a jaded perspective, and I think that comes from past situations that you have. It's the way that things have worked in the past, and you're just, even though you know that was then, this is now, you still kind of bring it along with you. Okay, it's time to drop that luggage. It's time to say, no, I'm done with it. Okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. There's a either a new relationship or clarity, a new job. There is something new that is coming in for you with the King of Wands. And it could be a relationship with the Two of Cups, or it could be just an agreement, to work in tandem with someone else. But you do get the World card, so things are going to improve. You just have to be willing to take that chance, to have faith as you kind of walk off the cliff, that you're going to be fine. Spirit is going to be there to catch you. Yeah.
That's great. Perfect. Yeah. And the Spirit's telling you, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, Watcher. Release things that are bothering you now. And know your self-worth. Know your worth and value, your true worth and value. As we talked about today, this is transformational knowledge and energy coming to you. And it all amounts to relying on your focus. What are you focused on? Not the fear. Don't be afraid. Release everything that doesn't serve you. Know your worth. It's going to bring about transformation.
Yes.
So focus on your highest good right now. And that is what they want to tell you for the next 3 months. Watcher, thank you for that.
And if you find yourself going back and all of a sudden your mind starts to reel, stop yourself right away and say out loud, if you have to, that was then, this is now. That no longer resonates with me.
I now direct my focus to my highest good and the highest good of humanity. I now open to receive my highest good and the highest good of humanity. Yes. So thank you for that, Watcher. And so Sonia is asking, may I have a message from Spirit, please, for this weekend? Okay.
Sonia, why do I see you dancing? I don't know why. But yeah, you're dead. Look, Ace of Cups, you're dancing. You're having a good time. So it's gonna be a lovely weekend. Whoever you're getting together with, just know that they're gonna party just a little too hard. Okay. I'm going to try to use a Spanish term that I heard, and I kind of know what it means. And this is kind of what I'm seeing in the card. So you're going to have a good time. Some of the boys around you are going to be playing the Quién es más macho game. You know, who's the toughest, who's the biggest, who's the strongest, because they're in there. They're kind of they're being typical boys, and we know that sometimes boys, they're not very in touch with their feelings. So you are going to have a good time. Okay, chances are you might meet someone that could be a lot of fun. But yeah, don't get involved in the boys, whatever it is that the boys are doing, because they're acting like 3-year-olds.
Which is probably why I have these cards for you. Pay attention to what is going on around you and pivot when you need to. So that kind of made sense. You're gonna have some enlightenment, some healing and enlightenment happen. So, this is about you having some realizations that are going to occur to you when you see some of these little things go on. You're going to go, oh, no, that's not for me.
Yeah.
So do by all means turn around and walk away. Yes. You don't need to be in that situation with those kind of people in that machismo kind of environment. Thank you very much. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Oh.
Okay, so one last question from Mary Ann. Do I have the gifts of being a medical intuitive energy healer and teacher author? Yes, you do. This came to me full force as I read your question. You absolutely do. Don't need to read on it. For me, I have to say, you're asking it. Yes, you are it. You are it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you feel it, then yeah, absolutely. Divine masculine, that's getting in touch with your masculine self, put yourself forward. Okay, that's what men do. They put themselves forward and then manifest. If that's what you want, then that's what you do. You start referring to yourself as a medical intuitive. I am. Be's not I hope to be, I am.
And in your sacred space, you're saying to divine source, I open to my abilities and gifts as a medical intuitive energy healer and teacher and author. Thank you for my highest good now, and it's for the highest good of humanity. I'm on my divine plan path now. Please bring me everything I need to go forward on my path. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. So
there you go. And hello, Michelle. Michelle says, great reads, Val and Marina. We've been clean lurking. Alrighty then.
That's always good.
Yeah.
That's always good. Yeah. Oh, and Mary Ann says, I have the chills. Thank you.
Good.
Mary Ann, you're a powerhouse. Speak it. The I am this, and go for it. You claim it. Call it forth. Open to receive it. Definitely. Absolutely. And thank you, Michelle of Astrological Tarot, for being here, for, lurking.
Yes.
So,
it's good.
Everyone.
We like lurkers.
Yeah, we do. Thank you so much for being with us. And Marina and I love you all so much. And we wouldn't have created, with our guides and angels asking us to, messages for Lightworkers had it not been for you all. So yes, thank you for being here and being with us today. And we love you all and appreciate you so much. I know Marina does as well. So sending you a lot of love today. And we'll see you on Marina's next episode.
We will. In the meantime, later on.
In the meantime, yes, it is Golden Girls Coffee Clatch. Do not miss it. Cleo is the host of the show, not to be missed. Her official hosting job, the first one ever. You'll want to see that. 6 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, so 9 p.m. Eastern. Catch us then. Like and subscribe. Heart Centered Tarot and Dragonfly Crystals Next Level Channeling. We love you all.
Bye, Sherry. Bye, Sherry. Okay. Take care.
That's okay. Watch it on the replay. Bye, everyone.